You ever get tired of typing the name of your project and the name of your schedule and today's date at the top of your boards? Well, now ThinkCrew version 2.8's got a solution for you. It's text variables. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about them. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is create some banners. I'm just going to click on the Create Banner button here, and then we'll just go ahead and move that over to the top. And what we're going to do is create the main header banners for this schedule. And of course, as usual, you can just type anything you'd like in here. I could type the name of the show, It's a Wonderful Life, and that's sort of the old-fashioned way to do it. But instead of typing it out, I can use variables. And variables allow me to use information that's already in the schedule in place of having to type out that information over and over again in each different board. So for instance, instead of typing It's a Wonderful Life, I could instead just type bracket project name. And then when I hit enter, we can see that the project's name has been inserted over here into the banner. Now there's 23 different variable names that I could use here in any one of these banners. And of course, that's more than any one person can hold in their head, particularly the different syntax of like project underscore name with the brackets. So what we did is we created this little information popover right here that lists all of the different variables that you can use. And it also shows you their current value. So you never need to wonder, what is the value of project initials, or what's the value of scenario revision name? I can just see it right there. It's a really good visual cue to let you know exactly what you're going to get when you type in this variable name. And of course, some of these variable names can actually get quite long. Scenario revision script name is a lot to type out. So what we did is we put this little copy button right here. And all you need to do is click it right there. It'll tell you that it's been copied to the clipboard. And then I go back over here and then paste it with my keyboard. And now I've got scenario revision script name, or I can go over here and grab the project description and just paste that right here. And then when I hit enter, both of these variables become active in the banner. And I can see revision green, which is the scenario revision script name, and feature film, which is the project description. So let's go ahead and we'll actually create a number of different banners here that you might commonly use at the top of any one of your boards. I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out right here. And I'm going to click on the popover. And we're going to grab the project name, and then we're going to paste that in right there. I'm going to create another banner right here. We'll drag that up over here. And for this, we're going to say one line schedule. And then I'm going to click on the variable popover here, and I'm going to say, let's grab the revision name. And then why don't we also grab the date and the time? So I'm going to grab date. And then I'm going to grab time. Put some extra spaces in here, make it look nice. Now when I hit enter, I get one line schedule, blue, and then the date and the time. And just for fun, let's create another one here. Let's create a new banner, and let's type created by, and we're going to put in our name here, which all I need to do is the me variable. Hit enter, created by Michael R. Williams. And let's go ahead and we'll just add a couple more pieces of fun information here. Let's say we want to put in the board start date. And we'll put in the board wrap date. Put in dates here. Hit enter. And now I can see my start date and my end date of this particular schedule. And of course, we could change the text in there to say anything we want. We could say start date or end date or anything we'd like. So now where is all of this information coming from? I've got a lot of different information here, right? Like I've got the project name, I've got revision names and different dates. And a quick way to determine where that stuff is coming from is actually in the names of the variables. Variables that begin with project are actually project settings. So the name and the initials and the description and the season, these all originate from the project manager. So if we go over here to the project manager, scroll down here to It's a Wonderful Life, click Manage, and I can see my name, description, and initials right here, and those will correspond to what will appear whenever I use the variables. Likewise, in the Schedule Manager, if I just click here and manage this schedule, the schedule name and description are right here, and those are what's going to be used whenever I use the variables for those. And then hopping back into the schedule itself. So if I want to edit the value of scenario revision name, I can just go to my Scenario Manager, click on the actual scenario that we're using, scroll down here to the revision name, and here is where all that information exists. And lastly, there's some new fields here that I get to in the schedule settings, and those are the miscellaneous values. There are 4 miscellaneous values here that you can use for anything that you can think of in your schedule that doesn't already exist in one of those existing fields. Some of those fields are actually dynamic. For instance, date and time will plug in the actual current date and current time. And also the wrap date is dynamic because it's actually counting up the number of days in your particular board and then plugging in the date here for the value. And the same thing for total pages and total days. And towards the bottom of this list, we can actually see there's a couple different variables here for print, because print is one of the areas where you can also use these variables. So let's jump over here to the print dialog. And here you can see we actually have the ability to edit the header using these variables. And the header is right here. It's the text at the very top of that page. And we're using variables for project name, scenario revision name, and date to fill in our header. And of course, we have access to that same popover right here, the same one that appeared over when we were editing the banners, we have access to when we're printing as well. And the headers for each of the different types of documents that you can print are unique. So this is the header for the boards, but there's also a separate header for the day out of days, which pulls in that print day out of days category name. And that variable is going to pull the information from the category that we select right here. So if I select background, now we can see that the header right here has changed to background day out of days. If I change this to cast, it's now cast day out of days, and that's based on this variable right here. And the same thing is true for reports as well. Reports has their own header, and the category name is pulled from right here. If I change this to background, then you can see background report, change that back to cast. It's now cast report, and that's based on this variable right here. If you have any questions about this or anything else, email us at this address right here, hit us up on social media. Don't forget to click like, hit subscribe, and turn on alerts so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thank you so much for watching. That's a wrap.